I wanna be rich.
Action.
Karibuni, welcome to this first episode. Guys, we've finally done this podcast. I can't believe we're here. I know the two of you also can't believe we're here.
Yep.
So welcome. You're with me, Pauline, the Indecisive saver.
Abigail, the Disobedient budgeter.
And Amira, your favorite impulsive spender. And this is none other than the Tumesota podcast, because indeed, Tumesota
Lakini, Tunaomoka.
For the English speakers, Tumesota means we are broke. So we'll be getting more into the podcast. Who are we? What do we do? Amira, Abi, and Pauline, how did we get here? And we thought none other than to bring our coach, who has been along with us for this journey since the beginning. This has been 8 months in the making, by the way. So she boarded a number 58 Matatu all the way from Accra, Ghana, and made it on time. We are so grateful to have her here. Welcome, Coach Anyima Okundi. Let's give her a little pat on the side. Yes. Thank you.
Girls, the day's here. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you, but I'm more excited for me because finally you get to show the world what you've been working on.
Yeah.
And to start, can you just introduce yourselves? Tell us your name and what makes you tick when you wake up in the morning. What excites you? Let's start with Abi.
My name is Abigail Mwelu, and I'm passionate about having things organized. I really like things when they're organized. I can't deal with mess.
Wow, organized. Is that everything? Is that clothes? Where does it start? Where does it end?
I have to make sure everything, I need to see everything where everything is. And I'm those kind of people who can rewash, refold, redo, just because it's not done to my perfection, but people are used to it.
You are welcome in my home anytime. Okay, next.
My name is Pauline Njari. My passion, what makes me so happy is when I know I'm getting to spend the day with people. Like, I'm just going to hang around my friends, encourage family, just hanging around people, children, little babies. Those are the things that just make me tick, like you said.
Wow. Yeah. I'm hearing you're the connector. You bring people together, relationships. Okay, let's hear from the third in the party of three.
My name is Amira Renee Abrema. I didn't know you were saying 3 names, so yeah. And I am an impulsive spender, as I already said. But what makes me tick is taking risks, doing things that scare me. I feel bored when I'm just in my comfort zone. As much as anxiety as the risk-taking zone gives me, that's what sets me on fire. I always need to be doing something scary, something that challenges me. And also, just like Pauline, I love being around people. Yeah, so good vibes, good times, and things that are scary.
Wow. We've got the organizer, we've got the connector, and we've got the one who takes you on crazy rides, it sounds like.
Clearly.
Okay, so when we started, you all sort of mentioned a nickname. We want to hear more about that. That nickname. Who's going to go first?
I can go.
Okay, so tell us, Amira.
So, Amira, the impulsive spender. Part of me being, I think it comes with my risk-taking nature, like I said earlier. I can be here, there, everywhere. Today I'm like, by the way, for the whole month I'm staying at home. But tomorrow, if Pauline calls me and is like, we're going to Limuru, I'm off. So that's just my nature. So that's how it is sometimes with money. I'm going to save for making sure, I'm saving and I'm just building my finances. Hey, tomorrow there's a birthday. Tomorrow there's a present I need to buy or something. That money has gone. So sometimes it's for good things like buying gifts, but sometimes it's also just for wasted things like my nails. Although now I've been humbled, as you can see.
The impulsive spender, Amira. Okay.
Pauline, the Indecisive saver. So we kind of helped each other to get these names. So they said I save. I'm the one who saves kind of the most, but okay, the most the most, but I really have to be followed up. I'm also like the most forgetful. I get in trouble with everyone almost.
Say most twice again.
All the time. So if I'm not accountable to someone, then I can just, whatever plan I had can just go like that. And my mom has really helped me with that, because when I first got a job, she knew, of course she knew the salary I was getting, and she was like, half of that money. When are you being paid? 26th. Okay, 25th. She's on my case. She's like, have you been paid? Bring Chama very fast. So if she doesn't do that, honestly, the days, the months when she slacks, that's it. The money finds use. And well, not to good use, but it kind of does. Yeah.
Abigail, the disobedient. Budgets had to mean being a very organized person. I can really budget. I can do the planning to the latter, basically. But if need arises at any one point, or I see something that I like, wow, the money is gone like that.
Krisha.
It's done. Yeah.
There's so much synergy between, though different, there's a lot of synergy here. There's the impulse, there's the indecisive or indecision, and then there's the disobedient.
Yeah.
But even as you're talking about this, it's relating to money. So there's something that's really becoming clear about this partnership. And at this point, I think it would be really interesting to hear really what this whole podcast is about. What is the Tumesota story? How did we get here? And I'm gonna go with Pauline.
So Tumesota is a Swahili slang meaning we're broke, and the reason why we're broke. We decided, we realized that we really used to say Tumesota. We are trying to plan something, Tumesota, and we wanted to change that to be a mindset, not a way of living for us. So Tumesota is, for us, it's a mindset, and that's what we're trying to put across to even you guys as you start listening to us, that you could have so much money in the bank, but if you don't have the financial literacy of how to like spend your money, use your money, being smart with your money, then you'll end up being broke. And you'll say Tumesota like us, who might not be making as much money, and we've decided to grow our financial literacy so that with that little money we can omoka. And now our slogan is Tumesota, Lakini,
Tunaomoka.
So Tunaomoka is also a slang, meaning we're heading there. It's a journey.
We are on our way
to actually getting there.
Yeah.
So Tunaomoka, so we want to take you along with this journey. So Tumesota, Lakini, Tunaomoka. That's pretty much it.
Okay, wow. It really does sound like a journey, and already we're hooked. Because you're promising to tell us how to come from one to the other.
Yeah.
Tell me more, Amira.
Okay. I wouldn't even necessarily say telling you how necessarily, because we're also learning how. But we're gonna leave it out with you. So this podcast came about thanks to the pandemic, COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. COVID-19, that's the one thing we can thank you for. This podcast is thanks to you. When the world shut down and we were indoors and we were all Zooming with our friends, I ended up having a conversation with Pauline and Abigail about just my frustration with the fact that our generation, why is it that only the mamas have chamas and are forward thinking about their finances? It's so hard to find community in being financially literate. We all say we are broke. We're so ashamed to say, oh, we're only making this much, or even to ask. There's so much stigma around talking about money, and it had frustrated me. And I was just talking out of frustration of me trying to start a chama with some other friends, it not working out. And then these guys came along and felt the same sentiments that I did about financial literacy. And I was like, by the way, why don't we just start working on it and talking about it? consistently on Zoom, actually being intentional about it. And slowly but surely, the podcast in one of the sessions was born. The idea was born out of one of our financial talk sessions on Zoom. So shout out to Zoom and shout out to COVID, because we are here. Wow. And shout out to our moms who made us see that Chamas can start at this age. So yeah.
What an exciting story. I mean, you're speaking the language of the day. Zoom calls, pandemic. What I'm hearing is, through your conversations, you've crafted a purpose, a plan, a journey that you've embarked on, which we are witnessing now. But Abby, tell me why now? Why not when it's all done?
Because we felt that a lot of people talk about the journey after they've made it, and it can get very discouraging, having to wonder when you'll ever get there. And the fact that we've also not made it, we're trying to figure it out right now. We want to take you along with us so that you can learn with us, you can grow with us, you can carry what you want, or rather what you'll be able to pick out from us, and we can be able to at least become financially literate together.
Couldn't have said it better, to be honest.
I'm inspired. I mean, I've picked up gems, let me tell you, as I've watched you on this journey. So I'm really excited that everybody gets to pick, like you said, what works, what they need, as you learn, and share with us as you go along. Okay, so I've kept hearing this word learning. You must have found some resources, things that not only captured your interest, but have helped you to move steps ahead. Amira, why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, thank you. So I will just keep it short and sweet. There are two main things I can really attest this birth, this baby of ours. We're not moms in real life, but this baby that we're pushing out of ours, how it has come to life, can really attest it to two main things. Actually three. So the first one I would say is community, actually being able to do it together. This podcast would not be possible as me alone, as Pauline alone, or as Abby alone. The community, the friendship, the camaraderie is a big part of why we're here. Each of us plays a key role that none can take away from the other. The second thing that I would also say is mentorship. This year I started wanting to be financially literate, and the concept of finances freaks me out, and it freaks many people out, to be honest. The concept of banks, when I thought of the idea of opening my KRA pin, for some reason it just seemed so big and so scary. And before I would run, so I would never go to a bank. All I knew was just mobile money, never to a bank. But obviously I need to grow up at some point, you know? So I decided, let me just learn from people who already are 10 steps ahead of me. And I think that's just an important thing for every aspect of life. Carrying people along with you who know more than you. And so even throughout this process, 8 months in the making, we have mentors. We have you as our coach. We have so many people helping us along the journey, meetings upon webinars about different things with people who are more knowledgeable than us, to help us, to inform us, to hold our hands, to give us that confidence. Because it's hard, it's scary. It's like jumping into the deep end. It's something that we're not familiar with. So collaboration, it's not the thing of financial literacy. You don't have to feel ashamed to say I'm borrowing. You don't have to, we're together in this, basically. And then lastly, we are doing a book together. So not only are we just trying to save because we want to Omoka, but we're actually opening up our mind, educating ourselves, reading. Reading doesn't just end when you're in school. It doesn't just end when you open the Bible on Sunday or whatever book you read religiously. It's continuous. We had to commit to wanting to challenge our mindset. We have to commit to having an open mind, and that takes reading. Reading, watching visual things on YouTube, continually informing ourselves. And the book we are currently doing is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert K. I'll leave it there because I don't want to butcher his last name. Robert K. We will put the full name in the description. And And we're reading the book. We're currently on chapter 6, and we go through each chapter together, discuss, make notes. The book comes alive. We all hate reading, actually. We all hate books.
That's why a chapter a day.
We all hate books. We all hate books. We don't even do a chapter a day. We do a chapter a month. But we all hate books, or let me not say hate. We struggle with books.
Yeah.
But doing it together brings it alive. And then we're actually doing it. Like, we've actually reached chapter 6, guys. Like, come on. So doing it together has helped. So camaraderie, reading, keeping an open mind, and mentorship. Those are the 3 resources that I would really say have allowed this baby to be pushed out. That makes sense.
So as I'm listening to you, what I'm hearing is that there was intentionality to this process. I mean, what you're talking about is what is the buzzword actually for all of us in this season. Having that support group where you feel safe, where you can be yourselves. Having that mentoring and coaching that allows you to explore your own growth. And then educating yourselves as another of the backdrops of this journey. I mean, with those 3 things in place, it's obvious that there has been some impact on your personal lives as well. And that's intriguing. I want to hear about that. Pauline, starting with you.
I think the biggest impact in my life in regards to just growing this podcast and starting it was, or still is, the growth of our friendship. I was friends with Amira and I was friends with Abi, but Abi and Amira weren't as good friends, so to say. And just bringing them together and seeing Abigail's friendship with Amira grow, and also just my friendship with Amira grow. We've never gotten to this point in our friendship, truthfully. Amira and I would never talk like on phone. We'd meet and have...
Hi, madam.
Rarely talk on phone. But when we
London days.
Or maybe
London
really talk
days.
about very important things.
Yeah, okay. When she was in London, she was a headache. but when she's in Kenya, I'm not a really like a phone person.
Yeah.
But when in person, we'd have our fun. But now we're very consistent. We talk every day. Same to Abi. Just our friendship growing, and the 3 of us now. And then the other thing is growth in our financial literacy, as we are trying to also share this journey with you guys. Being accountable, we budget together for every month. We're accountable to each other. So how much money are you getting? Okay, fine. Or not even that, not to that, actually to that extent, but how much money do you need for this? How much money do you need for this? How have you used it? How do you want to change how you're using it? Is it wise? So there's a bit of like just being accountable to each other and growing our financial literacy, not in regards to that, but also just reading together and getting mentors, just that, growing our financial literacy. So those are the 2 main things.
Okay. Abi?
The impact has been mostly adjusting from time to budget to everything. I mean, you being a group, you have to be accountable all the time to people. It's just not you. It's not business as usual. So you have to keep on being considerate of what not just works for you, but what works for the other people as well. And it even changed how mostly I viewed employment, because initially I remember Amira would keep on insisting about the importance of contracts and all those things when you're working with people, and we never, personally I never saw the big deal,
Right?
because work is work. I mean, you'll pay me at the end of the day. That's how it works, or it needs to be working. And when I started working with somebody who was stressful, and you have to keep on doing things that are outside what you know you should be doing, it got to a point I was like, wow, now I see the point.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing there's been an education in your personal life, even how you conduct yourself, expecting contracts, even expecting more for yourself, because now you know more. Amazing. I'm also starting to hear this thread of vulnerability and trusting, because it seems like the friendship has had to grow through different things, and I'm sure Amira is going to give us more insight.
Yeah, I think they've captured everything pretty much, but I'll just add one of the things that has impacted me the most from this group is just the ability to trust.
Yeah.
To financially be myself. I think many of us financially pretend. I've been there. People look at me, they think, oh, she has a British accent. Oh, she lives in Lavington.
British accent is gone.
she lives in Lavington. She must have money because they live in Lavington. She went to Greece and they must have money. No. Pia mimi nimesota, that's the truth. And even I think I've had to even financially be myself with my friends and be like, guys, I don't have it like that. Sometimes I can even borrow. So the fact that we are able to financially be ourselves with each other, I've never had that type of a friendship where financially I can really have people who show up for me and I show up for them, keep me accountable, and we're growing, and there's no shame or judgment. If I don't have it like that, I don't have it like that, and I'm not gonna be judged. If I'm looking for a job, I can say I'm looking and I don't have to feel shame. So to be able to financially be myself, no mask, is so freeing. It's so freeing because I think many of us feel like we have to financially pretend in so many aspects of life, and with social media, the digital age, it adds to that pressure. So to have people where it's like, guys, even 100 bob, I don't have it. I don't want to fully, I can ask, It's so helpful. I can't even put into words how helpful that has been. Yeah.
Girls, you really got me just reflecting myself, and I think you're speaking to a very big need right now, which is financially being ourselves. This COVID season has hit us all hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the whole world.
Yeah.
Economies, people's jobs, their businesses. Money is scarce. And as I sit listening to you as a fellow adult and somebody who's also been impacted by finances, I get this real sense of freedom in talking about it and being honest about it. And also in that freedom, then you have the ability to change it. And that's really inspiring. And I know that I'm looking forward to hear more. And maybe, Pauline, you can now tell us, what can we expect? You've whetted our appetites today. What's coming?
What's coming? 1,000 episodes of the Tumesota podcast. Please keep us accountable. We are on the road to 1,000.
Yeah,
1,000
awesome.
episodes of the Tumesota podcast.
Let's go.
But also some economics, finances has been this very intimidating topic, at least to me, and I know to Abigail and Amira also. Most of the people think about finances and economics and maths and they're just like, no thanks. But we hope and pray that we'll be able to make this very informative and not in an intimidating way,
Right.
in a way that you can simply understand and take it as a life skill. Being financially literate as a life skill, just being able to learn and have it as part of your life, just how to organize your money and be financially literate. We also experience guests, tips and challenges, and so much more. Stay tuned.
Take what you can from us and leave what doesn't work for you. I mean, life is never the same for everyone, so
Right.
take what works for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And where will we have the privilege to find and hear, listen, see, and taste all these amazing offerings?
Well, you can find us on the Tumesota podcast, at the Tumesota podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Hit that follow. Currently, Instagram is private so that you cannot lurk. Yes, you have to follow to get the details. You can subscribe on YouTube. All the links will be in the relevant places. We really thank you for your support at the Tumesota podcast, just like it says on my shirt, Tumesota podcast, just like it says on the front of that laptop, the Tumesota podcast, the Tumesota podcast. When you hear that, think of our faces, the Tumesota podcast.
And I think just to add, we're on Google Podcast. I think
We
you
are
forgot.
also on Google Podcast.
We're on Google
Yes.
Podcast, so it will be
Hey, the
exclusive.
forgetful one remembered. Can we just take a moment of applause for the forgetful one? She actually remembered something. This is iconic, historic.
Yeah, we'll be exclusive on the Tumesota podcast. Yeah,
On
on
the
Google Podcast. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exclusively currently, or for audio only, is on Google Podcast. That's where you can find us, and it's available on iPhone and Android and any other phone that you may have. Yeah.
Girls, I want to say a huge thank you for following the risk taker among you and taking this plunge in doing something that is really important and relevant today. I hear stories. I hear transformation. I hear purpose. I hear intention. I see an influence in the lives of many young who are coming behind you, and even those of us who are older who are inspired. And so mine is to say congratulations to episode 1. Looking forward to 999 more.
Yep. And more and more even after
more
that.
and more.
Yes.
But also just to keep going. I mean, your growth thus far is already amazing.
Yeah.
And we look forward to more and more. So, Tumesota,
Lakini,
Lakini,
Tunaomoka.
Thumbnail!